The music world is in mourning as fans, friends, and fellow musicians remember Bob Weir, one of the founding members of the Grateful Dead. Following his funeral, his wife, Natascha Münter, revealed a painful truth she had kept hidden for years, offering a deeply personal glimpse into the life of the man behind the music. Bob Weir passed away at the age of 78. His death marked the end of a life that had profoundly shaped rock music, leaving behind a legacy that spans decades of unforgettable performances and recordings. He was not just a guitarist and singer, he was an innovator, a performer, and a man whose life inspired millions. Born in the late 1940s, Bob grew up with a love for music that would guide his entire life. Early on, he displayed an innate talent for instruments, particularly the guitar, and quickly became known among friends and family for his musical skill. He absorbed the influences of blues, jazz, and rock, and by his teenage years it was clear that music would define his path. In the 1960s, Bob Weir co-founded the Grateful Dead, a band that would become legendary for its unique blend of rock, folk, and improvisational jams. The Grateful Dead was more than a band, it was a cultural phenomenon. Their concerts became experiences, and Bob's contributions as a guitarist and singer were essential to the group's signature sound. His style was distinctive, combining technical skill with emotional depth, allowing every performance to feel alive and spontaneous. Throughout his career, Bob performed thousands of concerts across the United States and around the world. His recordings, both with the Grateful Dead and as a solo artist, are still celebrated today for their creativity and musicianship. Fans admired not only his talent but also his generosity and the way he connected with people from all walks of life. He was humble despite his fame, approachable, and genuinely interested in the people who supported him. Bob's family was central to his life. He was married to Natascha Münter, who stood by him through the highs and lows of his career. Together, they raised two daughters, Shala and Chloe Weir. Bob was a devoted father, always making time for his children despite his demanding schedule. He taught them the value of passion, creativity, and hard work, ensuring that they grew up in a home full of love and support. Even with a life of fame and public attention, his family remained his anchor. As Bob aged, he faced the challenges of both time and health. Despite these struggles, he continued performing and mentoring younger musicians, sharing his knowledge and experiences generously. His ability to remain active in music and to inspire others demonstrated his dedication not only to his craft but also to the community he had built over decades. When Bob Weir's funeral took place, it was attended by fans, friends, and fellow musicians from across the world. The service was filled with stories, music, and heartfelt reflections on his life. People shared their memories of Bob as a mentor, friend, and creative genius. The funeral was not only a farewell but also a celebration of a life that had touched so many people in profound ways. During the service, Natascha Münter made a revelation that shocked many. She shared that Bob had faced personal struggles for years, battles that few had known about. These challenges had influenced his music, his relationships, and the man he became, yet he managed to face them with courage and grace. Even in the most difficult times, Bob remained committed to his family, his fans, and his music. Natascha explained that Bob's struggles were private, and he chose to deal with them quietly, shielding his family and fans from the full weight of his challenges. Her disclosure offered a new understanding of Bob's life, showing that the man who had brought so much joy to others also carried burdens that were deeply personal. It revealed his strength, resilience, and the depth of his character. The couple's children, Shala and Chloe, also shared memories of their father. They spoke about his guidance, his patience, and his unwavering support. They remembered late-night jam sessions at home, conversations about life and creativity, and the encouragement he provided to follow their own passions. Through these stories, fans were able to see a side of Bob that had often been hidden from public view, a loving, devoted, and complex father. Tributes poured in from around the world after his passing. Fans shared stories online and in person, remembering the concerts they attended, the songs that shaped their lives, and the moments when Bob's music had provided comfort, joy, or inspiration. Fellow musicians spoke about his generosity, his creativity, and his ability to make everyone around him feel valued and heard. Bob's wife's revelation added a new layer to these tributes. It reminded people that even those who seem larger than life face their own private battles. Her honesty gave fans a deeper appreciation for his resilience and his dedication to his craft, his family, and the people who loved him. It also showed the importance of empathy, understanding, and recognizing that even the strongest among us have moments of struggle. Throughout his life, Bob Weir balanced the demands of fame with the responsibilities of family and personal growth. He faced health challenges, the pressures of the music industry, and the natural difficulties of aging, yet he continued to give, to create, and to inspire. His story is one of perseverance, love, and the enduring power of music to connect and heal. The funeral also highlighted the deep connections Bob had built with his community. Fellow musicians, friends, and fans shared their memories, played his music, and reflected on the impact he had made. These moments showed how much Bob meant to people, not just as a performer but as a human being who cared deeply and gave freely of himself. Natascha's revelation reminded everyone that a public life is only part of the story. Behind the performances, the albums, and the fame, there was a man who faced challenges, made sacrifices, and devoted himself to those he loved. Her honesty gave fans a more complete understanding of Bob's life, and it allowed them to honor not only his music but also his courage and integrity. Even now, Bob Weir's influence continues. His recordings are listened to, studied, and celebrated. Young musicians continue to learn from his style and approach. Fans continue to share stories, ensuring that his legacy remains alive. The lessons he taught through both his music and his life serve as a guide for anyone striving to follow their passions, overcome obstacles, and make a difference in the world. Bob's story is a reminder that life is a mix of triumphs and struggles. Even those who seem to have it all face challenges, yet it is how we face them that defines our legacy. His wife's candid words after the funeral offered a powerful lesson in vulnerability, love, and strength. They reminded the world that behind every iconic figure is a human being with fears, hopes, and moments of private pain. Bob Weir's children carry forward his lessons. Shala and Chloe remember the values he instilled: kindness, perseverance, creativity, and a deep respect for others. These lessons ensure that Bob's influence will continue for generations, not only through his music but also through the people he raised and inspired. The funeral, the tributes, and Natascha's revelation together paint a picture of a man who lived fully, loved deeply, and faced challenges with courage. Bob Weir was more than a musician. He was a husband, a father, a mentor, and a friend. His life reminds us that even those who appear invincible carry burdens, and that true strength is shown in how we handle them. As fans remember Bob, they celebrate not only his music but also the man he was behind it. His contributions to the Grateful Dead, his solo work, and his collaborations all reflect his genius, creativity, and commitment. Yet it is his personal story, shared by his wife and children, that makes his life truly inspiring.